Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters, and this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day to be alive. And this includes our members who are listening on PBM TV. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. Bless you. Thank you. Let us begin. As always, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Got to get 3 good fuck yeahs in the morning. Got to get you started. It's like a good cup of joe. Our Father, who art hangs in churches throughout the world, whose art? Your art, thou art. Thank you for Christmas. If it were not for Christmas, we would not have a Christmas break. And we needed this break so that the House of Representatives can give us a break from their insanity. Really? You have to let everybody know that whole milk is milk from a mammal? And that, Lord have mercy. Mike Johnson says that you spoke to him. You need to stop it. Why don't you talk to sane people? Can I get a voice in my head? Dear God, can you please talk to that black and white stray cat that keeps coming around our house and torturing all the other stray cats? We've named her Kinky Boots because of the way the white goes halfway up all 4 of her legs. So please stop her from being so mean. She is the nastiest pussy that I've ever seen. Can I get a hiss hiss? Hiss hiss. Dear Lord, please bless my wife Amona and I as we go to visit the rehab hospital bearing gifts. We will bring a little light. Hopefully we can bring a little light to their day. Can I get a receipt for my tax purposes? And dear Lord, please bless Charlie Glenn in Ohio. Not because he lost a testicle after being shot in it by his ex-girlfriend, Tanya Nestor. Nope, he'll be fine. I heard of a guy who fathered 5 kids with 1 testicle. Nope, I'm praying for him because he says he still loves her and wants to be with her. Can I get a warning shot? And please bless the entire behind-the-scenes crew at Mind Dog TV. They are busting their asses week after week to do your work. And the fruits of your work are seen throughout the known and unknown universe. And finally, Mind Dog Coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I put a little bump in. There. There's no bump. Where's my fucking bump? Where's my bump? Somebody forgot to, Lord have mercy. Somebody forgot. Excuse me. I think I have a backup bump somewhere. Yeah. I keep a backup bump right there behind the, fuck. All right. Somebody's getting fired behind this shit. Because the Lord don't like it when he don't get his bump. Lord. The Lord don't, excuse me, I gotta find my bump. Y'all just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. There's nothing wrong with your set. 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 I'll find it. I got a bump in here somewhere. Lord have mercy. I got a bump. I know I got a bump. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, shit. Fuck. No coffee? Where's my mind dog coffee? Fuck it, we'll do it live. Like I said, I don't always drink coffee in the morning. That's because my fucking cup is empty. But when I do, I got bump. I got a little bump in it for the Lord. Oh, one more bump. This is going to be a rough ride. Oh. All right. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the God gave senses. God gave the sense of a squirrel to hide something away for the winter. Lord have mercy. Yeah. So in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor. Oh Lord, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Whew. Lord, this is crazy. It's already a crazy morning. Somebody forgot to put my bump in. Yeah. But then that's okay. That's all right. That's what it means to get through things. You know, life isn't always going to be fair and give you what you need right when you need it. But we have to be able to roll with the punches. See, because life is not fair. Okay, life is just life. What makes it fair or unfair? Well, that's totally up to you. That's totally up to you how you receive things. I mean, you know, I didn't have my bump this morning. I don't have my coffee, so I don't know how I'm going to make it through the next 2 minutes. But I'm going to do it 1 minute at a time. You know, like they say in Coffee Anonymous, one at a time. Yeah, you can stare at that empty cup and it's not going to get full again because somebody forgot to. Maybe somebody was running late, maybe. And maybe somebody didn't have enough time to make coffee this morning, maybe. And maybe you don't blame anybody for it. Like maybe you don't blame the idiot who forgot to plug their phone in because that's the only alarm they have. And if the phone dies, they don't have an alarm. And if they don't have an alarm, they don't wake up. And if they don't wake up, they don't make coffee. And if they don't make coffee, it's going to be a rough day. But again, that happens to other people. Okay? Now, you don't have to go around cussing and swearing. You can do something good for other people. Like I'm still going to go, my wife, Mona, and I are still going to go visit sick people today and bearing gifts. You know, it's what we do. We occasionally get out to visit sick people before they die, and then we visit them again. But they don't usually know that we visited them the second time. It's kind of funny like that. You think they'd maybe we should give them something like a reminder, a stick-it note or pad or something so that they remember that we were there. Something that let them know we were there the second time. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know. And of course, it depends on who or which brand of Christianity you subscribe to. Because some people think that the soul lingers around the body after it's dead. Some people say, ain't no soul. Ain't no soul at all. It's just you die and you hit like a blank spot and it's black forever. And that may be found for some people. But I know a certain group of people who, if they thought something was going to be black forever, they just like, hell no. and they wouldn't know what to do because everybody is going to die. It's not like we have a choice. Yeah, we can prolong it for a decade, 2 decades. We just recently lost a sister who lived to be 101. She definitely wasn't. She didn't make it to 102. So we're going to go. And what happens after we go, well, that's up for debate. See, today's question is, do animals have souls? And that's again, depends on, now, if you're looking for a definitive answer, do animals have souls? There is a definitive answer, but I'm going to have to show you the other answers as well, because we do not try to tell people what to think here. We just ask that you do think. That's all we ask, that you do think. You don't have to take what we say for as gospel. It's up to debate. And at any time you want to question me, I'm here to be questioned because I'm not afraid. I'm not going to duck and hide. You can email me. You could text us. Not the state Texas, but like the phone Texas. Like this thing, the message Texas, not the state, because we're not in that state right now. We're in the state of perturbedness because we don't have our coffee. That state is very close to Texas, though. Very close to Texas. The turpitude. Now, do animals have souls? Well, there's going to be two schools of thought, okay? First school of thought is, nope. That ends that. There's no need to go any further. That's it. Don't have to go any further. One side says, nope, they don't have souls. So we're going to go to the other side that says, yep. Okay, so the yep side that says they have souls, well, let's see here. There's the school of thought that it's the whether or not they have individual souls, like each animal has an individual soul. Okay. Then there's the theory that says there's the collective soul. The collective soul basically maintains that a species of animals has like one soul that binds them all together, which is why they all have that species may all have the same behavior from birth, immediately. Deer or cows, and any animal or birds, any salmon, doesn't matter. Any animals that have the group mentality that they just with knowledge they pass on from one to another, that there's the school of thought that they have a collective soul. It's just like it's almost like a band. Maybe a group of musicians who get together and play one song, and that's what a collective soul for animals is like, except for like bees. Yeah, it'd be beautiful. Collective soul would be like bees because they all have like an instrument that they play, but they all play together. And you don't have to like it because, to be honest, I don't know any collective soul song. I'll be honest, I don't even. If I'm even saying it right, so I'd have to Google it to see if there's actually a band called Collective Soul or if it's called something else. I have no idea. Then there's a school of thought that says, yes, they have souls, but it depends on the species. Okay, so it's a species determinative. So, for example, there are those who are going to say that. Dogs and cats, they're kind of close to, and monkeys and chimpanzees have souls, but others are going to say snakes and, snakes do not have souls. And some people are going to say that's because the whole serpent in the Garden of Eden thing, and that's why they don't have souls. But no, that's not why. The reason why they don't have souls is because they don't have feet. You have to have feet in order to have souls. Okay, I'll have to. Maybe I could show you. Here we go. I'll show you. Yeah. So, in order to have a soul, you got to have a foot. See, snakes don't have these. Snakes don't have these, so they obviously don't have souls. But there are other animals that do have feet, so they have souls. So like cats and dogs, monkeys, chimpanzees, they have souls. Now, what about pigs and deer and cows? Do they have souls? Because they have feet. But do they have souls? Because if you look at the bottom of their feet, they got hoofs. They got these things. Damn it, they look like this. Okay. They look like that. Okay. They got shorts. Yeah, so they got shorts in the bottom of their feet. Supposed to be a hoof. Look like shorts. I guess if you put like the rest of the leg up there, it looks like a torso and a pair of shorts. All right. So I guess it'd be a good time for maybe next week. I'll maybe take a creative drawing class. That one of those sponsors that's on Mind Dog TV, creative something. Can't remember what it's called, but it's creative, and they teach you how to do shit. Apparently, I can't draw. I apologize. So, but that's people who think, depending on the species, it depends on whether or not they have souls. And if that is the case, is that what determines whether or not an animal can be a service animal, whether or not they have a soul? And service animals, well, do they know that they're working? Do they know that they're actually doing a job? Okay? Do service animals know that they're working? See, people, we know we're working. Okay? You don't have to tell us twice. The only kids that were dumb enough who didn't know they were working were in Tom Sawyer, and they thought they were playing when they were painting the fence. Okay, that's kid shit. But grown-ups know they're working. And that's probably the difference between having a soul and not having a soul. If you know you're working and you got a job, you know you got a soul. That's how you can tell if you have a soul. If you have a job, and when you go there, you can actually feel your soul being sucked out of you every single time you go there. That's how you know you have a soul. So, do animals, service animals who have a job, do they know they have a soul? I know when I was working, I knew like I could only work for so many years before I'd have to retire, or be asked to retire, or get fired so late in life that you might as well retire. That's beside the point. That's not a relevant story, how I happened to lose that job. I may have already told that story. I don't know. But it hurt my soul when I did lose it, even though I didn't even like that job. I just like the people who are at that job. I didn't like that job. That job sucked. It was a job. That's why they called it a job. And I could feel my soul being sucked out of me every single day. But I knew I could only do it for so long. Either I'd retire, quit, or die. I knew that. Do animals know that? Does a service animal know that? He can only be a service animal for so long. Does a drug dog know that he only has so many years of finding drugs before he can retire and enjoy the drugs that he's been finding all those years? And does he get to keep a share of the drugs that he's found? You know, it would be like a perk or a Percocet, depending on the species. Do dogs get to keep some of their findings, you know, for later? And would that be fair? I mean, we know that cops, when they find drugs and money, keep a good portion of it as part of their benefit package. So they have souls. That's how you can tell they have souls, because they steal from other people with souls. But do animals know they're working? Okay? Do animals know they're working? And who gets to decide which animals are working and which ones are just pets? Who decides if that rabbit on that plane is a comfort rabbit, or if that rabbit is just there because if you leave it home, you can't trust it. You're just going to have like babies and parties, and next thing you come back home and that rabbit's been out there screwing everything, every Tom, Dick, and Hare in the neighborhood. And your house is a mess. And that's why you got to bring the rabbit with you on the plane, because you can't trust it by yourself. That's the question. Well, that wasn't going to be the question, but it became a question. Does that rabbit know that he can't be trusted? Or does that rabbit think he's just going on a vacation? And does that rabbit know what happened to all the other rabbits before it? That's right. Does he know? I'm sorry, I'm stalling for time because I'm looking for where I put my bump. Sorry. It's going to be a long day, guys. And it's only Sunday. Whew. I still got the rest of Sunday to go. Shit. Now, which animals get to be comfort animals? And can we teach just any animal to be a comfort animal? Okay, it's Christmas time, you know. Well, Hanukkah time, Christmas time, Kwanzaa time. Deer. Do deer make good comfort animals? You know, right now, in some parts of this country, if we go outside, we'll see them all in our yard, eating corn and grass and stuff like that. If you go in the back of my yard, right out back, there's a farm behind our house. And air cannons have been going off for the past few days, trying to scare the deer out of their fields because the deer are eating their stuff. I don't even know what they're growing. If we try to get close to it, you know, they shoot you. They don't want you on their land. As a matter of fact, I don't mind saying Old Man Bogger. That's his name, Old Man Bogger. His reputation is that when we bought this house a few years ago and our friends found out where we lived, they said, "Oh, you live near Old Man Bogger. That's the one that shot at the kids with the shotgun." And they say, well, it was just a warning shot. Okay, not like the shot that Charlie Glenn took from his girlfriend Tanya. These shots were over the kids' heads, and they'll be fine. They grew up to be very traumatized, and they can't see an apple actually where they were going, and they were going through the apple orchard to go to the pond where they could fish. And he shot at them. And that's very, very unchristian like, okay? It says, fishing is one of the things that the Lord did bless. It's they even have their own scripture. Fishes does. It's give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for life. Sell a man a fish and he'll realize he doesn't have to fish, but he can still get the good taste of fish. But don't lend him your boat to fish. That's a fucking no-no. And that's from the book of Bass Pro Shop, chapter 19, verse 3. So the man shot at kids who were trying to learn to do something scriptural, learn how to fish. There's so that's people know where we live. That is, we're right behind the boggers. Old man bogger. Now, we know fish don't have souls because they don't have feet. We've already established that. Okay. We already established that. We don't have to worry about the fish. Now, or the kids. Like I said, they grew up fine. They're just terrified of fishing and walking through the woods. They're just, they can't walk there alone. So they actually could use maybe a comfort animal, maybe a deer. But, they're chasing a deer out too. So they have to find something else to walk through the woods with. Maybe a gun. I don't think guns count as comfort animals. But that's beside the point. We've already established that you don't need a gun to survive this world. That was episode 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. It was one of the episodes. And if I'm wrong, sue me. But not as much as Rudy Giuliani just got sued for. I don't have $148 million. Because if I did, I'd have better antlers. These are the antlers you get when you only have like $3.99. And this is it. I can't, if I had like real money, I'd have better antlers. Okay. So do deer make good service animals? And the answer is no. First of all, they got what they call deer ticks, okay? And everybody knows that deer ticks, that they'll be sitting at the, and so you don't want, and they're contagious. So after a while, the deer have their deer ticks. And then after a while, if you are being comforted by the deer, you will catch their deer ticks too. So you will have the deer ticks. That's why deers do not make good comfort animals, because they have deer ticks and they're contagious. Okay, so we've eliminated deer from being comfort animals. Well, what about bears? Do bears make good comfort animals? Well, we know they don't. They shouldn't wear glasses. There we go. Now, I'm a bear. I'm a bear. And would I make a good comfort animal? Well, let's ask them. I'm a bear, and I'm gonna be a good comfort animal for you, because I gonna protect you. I got big old claws, and I'm gonna make sure you're safe and sound, because if you try to get past me, I'm a bear, and I will hug you. I will give you a bear hug to keep you safe and warm. I'm a bear. The only problem with bears is you can't lay down and go to sleep because bears have a 5-second rule. If you've been laying down for more than 5 seconds, they don't have to comfort you anymore. They assume you're dead and they eat you. 5-second rule. That's why bears cannot be good comfort animals. I mean, you have your good bears like Smokey and Yogi and there's another bear out there, Gentle Ben. That's it, Gentle Ben. You can Google him if you want. I'm not going to give you time to Google that one because, you should know. Everybody should know about Gentle Ben. Not Uncle Ben. He was gentle too, but he made rice. You kids have got so much to learn. So much to learn. Lord have mercy. So, we have established that bears do not make good comfort animals because, well, they eat you. What about the bunnies? Do the bunnies make good comfort animals? Well, we've already established that you cannot trust them at home by themselves, but can you trust them to take care of you? I mean, we do know that Hugh Hefner found comfort in the bunnies, and that at his place, other people came there to be comforted by the bunnies. As a matter of fact, the bunnies have clubs all over the country where they comfort people. The problem is, of all the comfort animals, bunnies are the most expensive comfort animals. Okay? They could cost you a car. They could cost thousands of dollars. They could cost lawsuits. They could cost you your marriage. Okay? I don't think any other animal, let me say that again. I do not think any other animal is as expensive to be a comfort animal as a bunny. Okay? So they are not. And besides, they mess up your hair. There we go. So bunnies are not good comfort animals. There we go. Well, what about mice? Do mice make good comfort animals? I don't know. I mean, they don't eat much. They're not very noisy. But are they good comfort animals? I don't know. Actually, I'm not certain about this, but I'm pretty sure that mice sounds a lot like my book, The Good Book. Maybe The Good Book isn't a book after all. Maybe The Good Book is a good mouse. Hi there. I'm the good. No, because if it were a mouse, it'd be like leaving little jelly beans all over the place, little mouse droppings. That book has been in the family for as long as I've had it in the family, and it's never once left a little dropping. Although I did open it a couple times and a condom fell out. Yeah, those are back in my younger days. Yeah. Oh, yeah, see, they're still there. They just don't fall out anymore. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just, wow. I still got Still got phone numbers in the back of the Bible from back in the day. I'm not going to show you the phone numbers because they got names. You don't need to see those names. That's why we called it the good book. Now I remember. Oh, man. Those days back in school. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Comfort animals. Yeah. Comfort animals. Well, we don't need to talk about mice. We don't need to talk about of mice and men and women. That's for damn sure. Save that for my OnlyFans page. So, animals. Mice do not make good comfort animals. Now, most people prefer cats and dogs as comfort animals. And they're probably the most popular of the comfort animals. I've seen people use the swine as a comfort animal. My preference for comfort animals are actually worms. Gummy worms, edible gummy worms. That's my comfort animal of choice. Being a worm, it does not have a soul, but being edible, it is comforting. So, and that's my choice of comfort animal. Now, I hope we've answered the question whether or not animals have souls. I hope we answered that question, because that is a very, very deep and philosophical question. And I hope we've given you plenty to think about, so that at your next conversation, when you're discussing whether or not animals have souls, you don't sound like an idiot. You actually can have, something to fall back on. Again, you don't have to quote me. Anything I say, you can research. I stand by everything I've said. Mainly because I can't remember half the shit I say. I'd have to go back to the tape. Now, I'm going to read from my book, because I don't have any mail. So anytime y'all want me to stop reading from my book, all you gotta do is start sending me mail so that I can answer your questions. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep reading from my book. Even a broken God is right twice a day. By the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX, from the Church of the Last Resort. So let's read from our book, or my book. This chapter is called E = MC squared. Einstein is a mild and caring cat. Chapter 27. Jelly Roll tries to rescue cats. Einstein wasn't having that. Had scars on his front. Had scars on his front and back. Eyes are runny, will is strong. Try to pet, he runs along. Scurry, scurry. Yeah, everything. I actually like that part. I'm gonna do it again. Jelly Roll tries to rescue cats. Einstein wasn't having that. Had scars on his front and back. Eyes are runny, will is strong. Try to pet, he runs along. Scurry, scurry. Yeah. Everything is eaten by something. There is a food chain hierarchy. The most important links in the chain are the scavengers, not the two-legged ones that exploit human and cyber weaknesses and steal our stuff from our bank accounts, clouds, phones, computers, trash, porches. I mean the actual animals in the wild that clean up after us when we soil the planet. Since around 2002, I stopped putting food scraps in the trash. We had lots of scavengers near our home. We also had wild animals near us. We didn't want either of them going through our trash looking for moist, meaty morsels upon which to munch. So I would put them at the far end of the yard. It was 1.5 acres, which was not bad for being so close to the city back then. You know, way back, away from the house. Occasionally, I would catch a glimpse of the foxes, raccoons, opossums, mice, vultures, hawks that would partake of the feast. Almost 9 years ago, my wife and I moved to the country. Town called Tawny Town. We moved to a wooded community. It's like a gated community, but instead of being surrounded by wrought iron fencing, we are surrounded by trees, and our yard is wrought with leaves. I continued the practice of putting the food scraps in the woods and checking out the critters. Critters is what we call foxes, raccoons, opossums, mice, vultures, hawks out in the country. We like the rural, rustic setting. We like the seclusion. We like, what the fuck is that? The neighbor has a rooster. You know how hard it is to sleep when a lonely cock is crying for attention at 3 in the morning? And 4 in the morning? And 5 in the morning? And 6 in the morning? Now I understand how Amona feels. Still, it beats the sound of heavy traffic outside of our, well, what the fuck is that? ATVs in the woods? Don't they have mufflers? How far does sound travel? Well, at least when it's still, you can hear the sounds of nature being shot by gunfire off in the distance. When we moved into that house, right after we signed the lease, and I was walking the landlord back to his car, we heard gunshots. The landlord looked at me and said, "Don't worry, they are not shooting at you yet." Did I mention that we moved to Tawny? Now this is off the books. I just want to tell you a little bit about Tawny Town. Tawny Town is named after a Supreme Court justice. I think his name was Roger Taney. Taney. He was a racist motherfucker on the Supreme Court. And that's who our town was named after. The town where I used to live before we moved here. That's who the town is named after him. They were so proud of him that they gave him his own little town. And they continued his racist traditions in that little town. As a matter of fact, the whole county said, let's be like that town. Our town is so conservative that I don't know how many people there are in the town, but there's 3 times as many guns in our county as there are people. 3 times as many guns as there are adults. I'm not counting kids. As there are adults, there's 3 times as many guns. In this town, there are so many guns in Carroll County that even the emotional support animals have concealed and carry permits. That's how conservative Carroll County is. Now, back to the book. All that aside, we are far enough in the woods that our cat can go outside and hunt vermin. In the country, vermin are critters that you find to be a nuisance. Oh, thank you, Food Stamp. That is our cat's stage name. That was his real name, his stage name. He was actually more popular than any of the sermons I ever gave, on or off the web. Food Stamp was very, very popular. As a matter of fact, he featured prominently in a comedian's bit. If you want to learn about Food Stamp, you can go to the historical document called "My Parents Meant Well" by a young man named G.D. Fenderson. He wrote about Food Stamp in that documentary. So thank you, Food Stamp. Another mouse, mole, vole, snake, rabbit on the porch. Now, we are not the only people with cats. But did you know that some people, when they get tired of their pets, drive them out to the edge of wooded communities and abandon them there, leaving them there to fend for themselves, many times for the first time? I say that again. There are assholes out there who abandon their fucking pets near wooded neighborhoods, and these animals, many of them, have never had to fend for themselves ever, and people, assholes, leave them because for whatever reason they outgrow the pets or they stop loving them. That's stupid. Okay, those people, if I had my way, they would get the death penalty. Or someone would leave them at the edge of, let's say, a wooded area, homeless, to fend for themselves for the first time. I think we may already have that. I had to check into that. So, these cats are looking for food in the woods. Then where do all these cats come from? Okay, now we have 2 cats. At that time, we had 2 cats. One, we told you about Food Stamp. The other one her name was Elsie Fountainwoods. Elsie is short for Lucky Cat. But we called her Elsie for short. We took her in and took her to the Humane Society to be fixed. She was a stray. We just found her in the woods. They cut her open only to find out that she was already fixed. That's right. Someone had taken the time to fix this cat, raise it, and then release it into the woods. Now, the landlord said that we could only have 1 cat. So for the next 3 years, we hid her from the landlord. When he'd come by to fix something or inspect something, we would run our feline fire drill. Amon and I would remove all evidence of a second cat, and my wife would take Elsie shopping. After a while, we noticed that another cat was waiting in the woods, keeping its distance. He was scruffy, and his fur was all over the place, and he had the wildest whiskers. I called him Einstein. I would put the food out, and once I left, Einstein would immediately scoff down the fresh scraps. Eventually, Einstein would wait for me to come home from work, come to my car, meow, and lead me to the bowl in the woods. This practice evolved into Einstein waiting by the front porch, and it shows me acceptance by exposing his belly. Holy fuck! Do cats' balls get that big on their own, or are they infected? Okay, we have to trap them, get them checked out, fixed. Oh, those balls are broken. After a lot of research, I purchased the Have a Heart Cat Trap number 1192. I set it up and tested it several times. It works. You can let me out now, honey. That was a joke between my wife and I when we were testing the trap. Einstein trusted me enough by now that Einstein would go right into the trap. Then the door slammed behind him, and Einstein became Houdini. In less than 15 seconds, he escaped from his trap. Instead of meowing, he appeared to say, "Ta-da!" So I went out and I got an older model Have a Heart trap. I disguised it with leaves and sprayed it with catnip and baited it with salmon morsels. Was it salmon or salmon? How do you pronounce it? It's Salmon. I say salmon. Some people say salmon. And does it taste the same when you say it the other way? I know vase and vase are different. If you say, if it's under $50, it's a vase. If it's over $50, it's a vase. Is it like that with salmon and salmon? If it's like under $11 a pound, it's salmon. And if it's, if it's farm raised, it's salmon. But if it's, wild caught, it's salmon. I don't know. That'll be next week's sermon. Is it salmon? Yeah. Next week, we're going to find out if it's salmon or if it's salmon. Yeah. That's for next week. If it's salmon or salmon. Okay. At any rate, we got him fish tasting morsels. Got him. Again for real this time. I immediately took him to my vet who was waiting for him. She checked him out. Damn. He's FIV positive. Now, FIV, feline immune deficiency virus, is the cat version of HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. They can live a long life with it, but they have special needs. And one of those needs is that they have to be kept away from non-FIV cats. Our cats, Food Stamp and Elsie, are FIV free. FIV free. Okay, that means they don't have FIV. Right, FIV free. We could not keep Einstein, so our vet eventually, we eventually found him a home. Our vet adopted him. So Einstein is happy with a harem or harem. So Einstein is a mild, caring cat. E = MC squared. That is from chapter 27 of the book, Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day. Now, brothers and sisters, I understand that if you want me to stop reading from my book, I'll stop when you start sending me questions. because I have lots and lots of pages and chapters to read from the book. It's a book, damn it. It's got chapters. I can read all of them. And this book, Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day, is available wherever this book can be found. At this point, we were supposed to have a song by our choir director, but he didn't produce. He's still not happy with the way it sounds. I don't know what to do about that. I'm gonna give him one more week to see if he can produce music for me, and if he can't, I'm either going to fire him or replace him with a karaoke machine. But since I have a couple of minutes to spare, I'm going to talk about a funeral I went to last week. And it's really interesting to go to a funeral and you're not the speaker. You know, you're watching another minister perform a ceremony. You know, it's like doing something that you yourself could do. You know, it's almost like a comedian sitting in the audience watching another comedian tell jokes. It's almost the exact same feeling. You know, I was sitting out there and I'm going, okay, well, yeah, who wouldn't think of saying that? Oh, that's no hanging fruit. You know, or that's not exactly accurate. You know, that's not right. He could have said that better. I wouldn't have gone that way. I'd have said something different. And it's the same thing in comedy. You get the comedians sitting out there and they second guessing you. And it's not even that the comedian is any better or worse. They're just different. And that's how it was watching that minister, Pastor Balderas, Baldereio. I can't remember how to spell it, but everybody else after the end of the service was saying how wonderful it was, how perfect it was, you know. And all of those people, not one of them was a minister, but they were all saying, how wonderful. Oh, he was it was perfect. He had the right accents, the right emphasis. Okay. He got the people's last name wrong. He got the woman's last name wrong. He kept saying it wrong. See? And that's what drives us professionals crazy. It's not that the rest of the sermon was good or bad. I don't know. I have no idea, because within the first 30 seconds, he got her name wrong, and I blocked every fucking thing out after that. So, comedians, ministers, if you don't want to lose your audience, get your fucking facts straight. Now, before I close, I want to invite you to like and subscribe to my fledgling YouTube channel. It still only has 6 subscribers. On the other hand, at least we haven't lost any subscribers, and that's a plus. Help us reach out. Goal of maybe 7 subscribers by Christmas. Maybe 8 by New Year's. I know I keep moving the goalposts, but it's my goalpost, and I'll move it if I want to. I'm not sure which holidays are coming up right now. I know Christmas is, and Hanukkah just passed. I think Kwanzaa is like in the ballpark. Winter solstice, Festivus, Boxing Day. I want them all to be joyous for you. Now, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, and our dog Stop Dropping, we wish you safe travels And I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.
Fuck